Hello and welcome to the AssemblyTV studio. This is the 1K intro compostudio and I'm your host Teppo, isperia Suominen. With me here in the studio are Hilzu and Shadikka. Welcome guys.
Thank you.
1K intro, 6 entries. What did you guys think?
I sure wish there were more entries, not because of the lack of quality or anything, but it's always interesting to see. Well, 1K is for me personally usually the most interesting, perhaps with the 4K in intro competition, because I really like to see the technical show off there.
It's always interesting to see what people can do in a very, very limited space.
Yeah, 1K is the smallest category that we have, and it's always interesting to see what people can do with such a small amount of space.
Yeah. We did have interesting entries though, but I do agree I would have hoped for maybe more entries. Of course, I wasn't in on the jury, I don't know if they cut a lot of entries, but it kind of seems like you said before when we were discussing that people are bleeding into the bigger categories, making bigger things, bigger entries, 4K, 64 and demos, which is a good thing for those categories, but kind of sad for 1K.
Yeah, well, I hope that the bigger categories will have also mind-blowing entries.
Yeah.
We'll see. But it doesn't mean that the 1K was bad. I liked it.
Yeah, not a bad set of entries, just sadly few.
It's actually kind of interesting, do you think, that it seems that some people, or even many people nowadays, start at the smaller size compos and then progress upwards instead of the traditional, which is the, well...
Let's make it smaller. Yeah.
Let's start with something big, no size limits, and then let's see how far we can shrink it.
Definitely.
Yeah, the tools are so good that it's surprisingly easy to start with 1K. You can do good-looking 1Ks.
Yeah, and you
and it isn't that difficult.
You can't write that much code, so you can't spend an eternity on it unless you try to clip it down. Yeah, on the entries, we had one good old fractal, 1K, very classical style.
Yeah.
And then there was the sugar cube. I wonder what it was made, what made it rotate, because it has to have some sort of internal logic, but I couldn't see it on the screen.
Yeah, it managed to seem very chaotic, even though, of course, every demo is very, well, naturally deterministic, but usually also very simple when you see the actual source code and how it works. And I happen to personally know that the sugar cube entry was coded last night.
Okay. And we had the shoot the core 1K, a 1K with a story, not something you see every time.
Yeah.
Interesting one. Well, we picked the other 3 ones for the studio. So first one, the first entry, the sound my windows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved it for the sheer joke value of it.
Yeah.
It was technically rather impressive as well. I mean, nothing groundbreaking, but very neat.
Yeah, but a perfect start for a 1K demo combo.
Kind of a classical entrance into it, with a joke twist.
Yeah. It was maybe a bit too long for a joke, but it was still fun.
Yeah, the soundscape was such that, at least personally, I was somewhere around the 40-second mark. I was starting to think, like, maybe this could now end, please.
Yeah, like, I think we got the point already.
Yeah, we got it. This is your demo. But a really cool intro still. The second one, I think we'll discuss a bit more. Plasmifier, number 5. A demo, well, an intro focused on music, at least to my mind.
Despite focusing on the music rather obviously, it had by far the best music in the whole compo. It still managed to be visually pretty interesting, almost impressive again, even though using a pretty simple plasma effect there. I mean, well, it's in the name, Plasmifier.
Yeah, but it seemed pretty obvious that the visual part was put on the back foot and all the effort was put on the music.
Yeah.
It really showed. I really like the song, and it's maybe the best sounding 1K song that I've heard in a while.
I can't think of any 1K songs I've heard that would top that one, that's true. Like you said, the visuals were pretty much on the back foot, like just kind of thrown in to have visuals, but they still really worked for the demo itself. It made it feel like a cohesive piece of action.
Yeah, and as an amusing side note, after seeing that intro, now I want some pudding.
And then there's the pudding problem.
Yes.
Did you guys have time to check what it was made with? I was too busy typing my notes.
Nothing too much to say here, I guess.
Okay. But yeah, the last one, however, number 6, Voltra, made with JavaScript.
Yeah, when that one came up, it really blew my mind. It just looked awesome. Then I remembered, oh, this is made with JavaScript, and it's just mind-blowing what you can do with JS in 1K these days.
Yeah, like 1K of JavaScript, it brings to mind a spinner on a web front page, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you get this.
Yeah, the fun part is that having made some JavaScript 1Ks myself, and actually having made one Canvas 2D demo, which I believe this one was as well, it didn't seem to be WebGL.
It seemed to have Canvas elements.
Yeah, it was still pretty astounding how far the platform has come. I mean, this intro really showed the strength of the browser as an environment, as a platform for demos and intros. It's not as bare bones as it was 3 or 4 years ago. The intro used some canvas effects very, very extensively. There were, I think, 5 or 6 elements at least that used the blur effect a lot, and that's usually something you'd have to code yourself, and it really takes some sides away.
Yeah.
It's not trivial to write.
Yeah, especially not in 1K, because every bit counts.
Yes.
And well, I have to agree with you. At first I was like, okay, hey, JavaScript 1K, this is fun. And then it comes on and I'm absolutely stunned by how it looks. You get the text and immediately the bleed effects start falling, and
yeah, there was just so much happening, and it was like well thought out.
Yeah.
The visual whole, it was one.
It's super simple in the end. You've only got like a black screen with text and then just a few elements that keep on popping up. It's the same elements, but the way it was made it feel like you want to watch it, you want to know where it goes. And I actually want to discuss one part about this intro, specifically the sound clip that said Voltra in there.
You don't get that for free, even with JavaScript.
You don't get that for free. I mean, how much of the demo was just that one clip? Can you even guess? I haven't checked.
It sure isn't a trivial amount. It has to be, I don't know, at the very least it should be in the hundreds of bytes.
Yeah. So just mind-blowing, and totally awesome.
Considered as an art piece, I mean visually, it was very nice, and it was even aesthetic.
Yeah,
it had this kind of sci-fi stuff, like the very stereotypical sci-fi user interface that you see here and there every movies and games.
I thought the same thing, like when it went for the zoom into the text, I was kind of envisioning in my head that this is where a sci-fi movie or series starts, where the black fades into this, like the second entry in the graphics compo sort of cityscape, and you get the whole, okay, this is it kind of feel. It really felt finished. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, and you couldn't guess that it's a 1K demo if you wouldn't 1K intro if you would see it standalone.
Yeah, it reminded me of something made with After Effects or Premiere, an actual visual work instead of a demo, which in 1K is not a trivial achievement.
Oh yeah, really isn't. Also, I kind of wonder, I mean, if I had to improve something in that intro, I would perhaps leave the sound clip out, despite it being pretty impressive having that in 1K. But still, I wonder if the whole sound in general, the music, the synthesizer, could have been better if the amount of bytes would have been spent on that instead of the sound clip.
That's actually a good point. but well, I would like to see that one as well. But I would really like to see the code on this one. How is it done? It's astounding.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's clear which one is our favorite this time around, but overall, a really good quality all around. Any comments on the end, as we end this studio here on 1K in general, or this one this year?
Well, we had stuff that was visually stunning. We had one intro that actually had a story, classic fractal runs, and some jokes. So all in all, pretty good 1K.
Yeah, we have full 1K even with 6 entries.
Yeah, one general thought that the compo left me is that I wonder if many of the coders actually do the whole bass-heavy soundscape there to kind of hide some imperfections that would be way more audible on higher frequencies. But despite that, in general, very solid quality, very nice compo. I wish there were more entries.
And well, with this being our level this year, I'm really looking forward to see what we're getting next year, because I was astounded, and I keep on being astounded by 1K every year. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in the studio, and we're gonna head out and see a lot more demos until the night is out. And thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna get back to the demos. AssemblyTV out.